See, welcome guys back to my program. And now you have to understand about speaking words. For example, when you speak a lot of words in life, then you actually find yourself in terms of what you want to do. And you have to understand every single day of my life, I'm always trying to expand myself. I'm always trying to expand the person I am. And the only way that I can do this is to actually go into myself, to be my feelings, to be giving ideas as much as possible, and to be living my life in the best kind of way. So the more I actually give words of my nature, the more I can actually live my life. So I always have to understand much more about life, and I always have to live my life in a way that I'm gonna always do something that's gonna be appropriate. And you have to understand, you have to be a good person, you have to be a good individual. And you have to understand that the more words you speak about in life, the better you get. And you have to understand every single day of your life, you have to be doing something worthwhile. Do you agree? Do you agree that every single day of your life, you have to always be positive? You always have to, every single day, do something that's going to help your life to succeed. And that's the whole point of living life. It's always accumulating information and then giving it to people. And the more you give information to people, the better you understand, the better you look, the better you feel. And that's the whole point of life. We all want to get to a better feeling. We all want to every single day do our life much better. So that's why life information is the best kind of information, because it's experience, and the experience you need from other people is the words that they give you. And you have to understand that when you go toward the words, you start expanding your mindset, you start expanding the person you are. And that's the whole point of living a great life. It's always finding the information you need and then going for it in terms of speaking words about it and understanding more about it. So the more you can actually expand yourself in terms of daily life, the better you get. And I understand how it is when you're trying to actually give words and when you're trying to give lots of ideas to people, but people don't seem to care. You understand? But people do care. You have to realize that everyone cares as long as they live in life. Everyone does care. And you have to realize that you have to always understand that there's always more that you can give and there's always more that you can do for this world. But you have to always be inside for that. You have to always go inside of yourself for help and to help yourself every single day to actually live that life that you need to live. You understand? Because it's about being a better person. It's about understanding what you need to do in life to actually succeed. But you have to be sharp. You have to have a sharp mind. You have to every single day have the sharpest mind. You have to have the sharpest mind possible, because when you understand much more about life, then you actually start getting sharper. You start understanding much more about what you can do for this world. But that's the whole point of this life. It's always to push yourself with your feeling, to understand what you need to do. But the reason for everything that there is in life, you have to understand that it's much more that the reason that you give in life always has to be about success and always has to actually give ideas in terms of life so that you can actually understand much more about life. But that's the whole point of life. It's always to understand more. It's always to give more. It's always to be on the receiving end of things and to actually live your life in the greatest possible manner possible. You understand? Because every single day you have to understand that the more you give of your life, the more you have to understand about what you're actually doing and what you're actually giving, which is always going to make you feel much better about yourself because you're accomplishing something. And when you start accomplishing stuff, in your life, then you actually start actually doing things in your life that's going to help you to succeed. And that's the whole point of having a great lifestyle and the whole point of actually living a great life. So you always have to do something that's going to help you to expand and do something that's going to help you to succeed. But you have to be worthy. You have to understand every single day of your life, you have to always do something that's going to help you to get to a further place in life, that's going to help you in some kind of direction to live that life that you need to live. But you have to realize how it is when you speak in front of people, for example. You have to understand that some people can start criticizing you about what you're saying. And it's only natural. And you have to realize it's all constructive feedback and it's all feedback to help you to understand how to maneuver yourself around life, because not everyone wants to hear your story and not everyone wants to understand you. You understand? You have to realize it's because of them and it's not because of you. But you have to realize also how it is when you go through life and when you're trying to find your own way, and when you're actually succeeding in terms of your direction, because your direction is always to coach people, and it's always to understand more about life. And you have to understand, if you really want to succeed every single day, you have to do even more content. You have to actually push yourself to do content and push yourself to live life. That's the whole point of understanding much more about what you're doing.